Yeah, that has the mobility. Okay, I had the torpedoes wrong. That explains it. I had the heavy torpedoes, which obviously are not the right torpedoes. So, that is fine. The cost is the same. At least we got to try out the heavy torpedoes to see if they were what I want. But I think they're way too slow. Hard to kill, sure. But even my own ships are going to have a field day dodging that. They're pretty much never going to get hit. So let's give it another try, shall we? In worst case, I may even have to switch to the photon torpedoes, which actually would be the... which will change the load drastically to be all energy based, so I'm going to have to experiment with that too. Sure as hell not going to do EMP torpedoes. I don't think I'm interested in that, because I have to get through the shield first. Now, let's try this again. I'm going to get my horns once more for his first test, to compare how easy it'll be to hit them. And we'll witness the results. Those missiles are definitely a lot more faster. That is for sure there. I'm just watching the loaded, the different weaponry fire. Although torpedoes are kind of having a... they're pretty much shooting the torpedoes down easily enough as is. It's again the singularity cannons that are kind of hard countering my fleet. Seems they're going right through the shields, which I'm entirely dependent on. But if the ships don't really have any point defense weaponry, this will actually work pretty solidly. It's kind of ironic though how it's about lobbing its torpedoes at the ships, and ideally wants to get as close as it can to minimize the chance they can get shot down. And the irony is, I'm actually pushing them away. So I'm not actually getting a chance to do the damage I need to, most of the time. So maybe the singularity cannons was a bad idea. That was a brutal hit though. But despite all their best intentions, singularity cannons are what's winning this fight, so maybe I don't want them. Because it's working against his sign to an extent. So, what do I replace those with? Because I don't think I want more torpedoes. So anti-matter cannons would be perfect. Unless I want photon torpedoes. And I can't fit photon torpedoes in most of these anyway. Anti-matter cannons will work out well because they got their slow speed and all that, and it would actually reduce the cost a fair amount. So that works out well. And it does take up ammo though, so I will have to watch that quite heavily. And with that said, do I want these rockets in here or not? They are good for point defense, at least. Especially since I don't have any of the bigger laser batteries, so... that should be fine. And that cut down the cost tremendously. This thing's a lot cheaper now than the Hercules Beetle at the moment. So how are we looking at ammo? So everything's infinite, although I'm expecting the yellow is about my ammo, which I can actually regenerate or replenish relatively quickly at this point, so I'm not worried about that too much. I'm still wondering if I want photon torpedoes. How hard can they hit? 3,500 for these. Photon torpedoes. Where are they? Oh, I'm in the... oh, I gotta keep in mind I'm in the test editor too, which is a big deal. 2,000 damage. They cannot be destroyed, but they're also a lot weaker than this, especially with the 30% bonus. Let's keep that in mind. It doesn't show in the test, but these things are actually benefiting from 30% and double damage for the antimatter cans, so I think we're good. Alright, with the singularity cans gone, let's give this another try. This is going to be obviously a little bit slower now that I don't have the singularity cans. I just hope this can do it. I'm feeling good about this layout though, because it's got a massive punch to it. Just want to keep close range and try and barrage them down. And ideally I want to focus fire because there's a lot of weaponry on the front as well. Some of these weapons of course are point defense, strictly point defense, so that's not a huge deal. So just spin around and lob everything. Watch that thing dance. Oh my, seriously, you had to miss? So it's handling the barrage pretty well there so far, which is obvious, because I am kind of alternating how it takes its damage a little bit. Go out a distance for the canopy shields. Sadly, the multi-rocket launchers are not really doing much. Hell, do I want to commit all in on the torpedoes actually? Because there's going to be lots of consorts for the point defense weaponry. Because this thing needs as many missiles as it can to kind of help quite a bit with getting the hits it missiles in. But so far it seems to be holding up well. Most of the shots I think is coming from inside the shield, considering I'm right on top of them. And I don't see the shields falling right just yet. And that one Hornet there took a massive beam from something. Second Hornet's about to lose his shields, so that takes it out of the fight in a moment. Yeah, and it just got completely murdered instantly there by something. So one Hornet down, one is crippled and about to fall. And the other two are soon not long for this world. And of course, controlling this thing is a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? Because it's just spinning on me. I'm trying to maximize its firepower, which isn't working out very well for me. Especially since it's such a congested armed fleet. Normally, in the big fights where there's so many ships, this would not be much of an issue. I would just be able to broadside 2 different ships at once, that's all. And that would get constant value, full damage out of the ship. It just wouldn't be able to focus fire very well, mind you. But with such a massive battle, that's not really going to be much of an issue. Because I got plenty of other ships to clean up for it. Alright. So I'm out of ammo, so I am regenerated though, but that's something I need to keep a really close eye on. Is will I need a third fabricator? In fact, I should check the swarm missiles, see how much ammo they take up when they fire. As well as the rocket launchers. That could be a factor as well. So I just, nice little trick there, just use the canopy shields to soak up damage while the inner shields recharge. And the poor thing's just getting kited. Well, then again, it isn't trying to circle around me after all. The stupid behavior, I keep forgetting to change on him. So I'll need to try and fix that there. And it is running out of ammo, so I don't think 2 fabricators is enough. At least it doesn't seem like it. Because it is reliably running out of firepower. Because there goes the anti-miner. There goes the torpedoes, so lobbing one at a time there. Which isn't necessarily scary, but it keeps a good constant barrage going, I guess. Alright, I think it's safe to say we succeed with this one. So, now what I want to check is the ammo that the swarm missiles and the rocket pods could be costing me here. And I gotta keep in mind that this is the scenario editor, so I have access to everything, so I need to be careful. So let's see, 1 torpedo is 20 ammo for 20 seconds. And that's 6 every 5 seconds, so that's... These rocket pods easily can build up, if I'm understanding correctly, more than 20 ammo. And for the size no less, so these actually are costing me some ammo. I don't know about the swarm missiles. I think that's 10 ammo per 10 seconds, so that's about equal there. But these rocket pods are definitely costing me a little bit. So I probably want the torpedoes there, or heavy missiles. Or anti-mana torpedoes, what the hell am I saying? And I could fit another fabricator in there if I think that's worth it. Do I want another fabricator or not? And even better question, what do I want to do with these swarm missiles? Because I can actually put in more well, I could put 1 more torpedo, actually, never mind. Because I still need some kind of ammo. Actually, do I want to just throw in more ordnance storage then? Because that would help tremendously as well. It basically, that one alone basically doubles the duration of my ammo. Because I don't think I'll need an extra fabricator as much. So what does that leave? What can I use these last few spots for? Because there's a lot of tech here I'm going to have to avoid here a little bit. Because I don't really care about them and the fact I can't use them. So I think I just want more ammo storage. Because energy did not seem like an issue at all. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll leave it at that. And this hopefully should be the final test. Although, let's try it on the cocks. This will be a little more enjoyable. And this time, we're going to make it a little more extreme. Hopefully, the optimization of this doesn't become too much of an issue. So that's easily 4,000 there. Around 4,000, so let me get 2 more cucks and then fill the rest with consorts. Well, actually, that may not be the best idea because this thing's not very effective at taking on smaller ships now. So that should hopefully be enough. A little bit overkill, but it should be enough. Torpedoes will lobbing off. I don't think we're going to see this entire thing just yet. I just want to see how durable these things are and how much of a punch they can do. Especially like that one. Well, the cucks there have like good turning mobility, so it's going to be a little hard to kind of hit the rear reliably. Unless I do like the bait and switch kind of technique, where I have one of these battleships in the back, But then again, that just explains the sign a little bit, so I don't think I want to do that either. Actually, do I think I want them to just stay frontal. Damn, that canopy shield went fast. That is a lot of firepower. Oh, oops, I switched that wrong. I want to stand still, damn it, that was a bad idea. So quick, get into the canopy shield. I don't want you getting, like, murdered there by the damn mass drivers just yet. And like I said, I want this in the middle there for, like, the broadside both targets. Again, I think I'm okay with it moving around. It's just not doing a good job staying still. Oops, wrong misclick there. So, yeah, it's backspace. Okay, so I was hitting the wrong key. So all the consorts are down, the frigates are dying, and this ship is taking the hits now. So that should be fine. I think we're all right. It's going to be relatively close to run out. Actually, considering how it's already low on ammo, I almost think I want that extra fabricator after all. To keep the ammo going. So maybe that would have been a better idea. But it is holding up, its ammo is holding up relatively well. It just is going to inevitably run out of ammo. Especially with the dual broadside. And there goes the second canopy shield. So they did all they can, unfortunately. So, can they actually win this fight? It looks like they might. Although I'm gonna lose one of these ships in the process. So, can I keep this alive? Just a little bit longer. Yeah, they're pretty drained on ammo and it clearly shows. Because this thing's barely getting, just getting small amounts of fire in. It's barely enough almost to really keep the shields down on that one cuck ship there. So I should focus my fire on this top one here and hopefully that will kill it. Because if it's smart, it'll focus its fire on that one. There we go. And that poor beetle, whatever I'm gonna call it there, is pretty much out of the fight, but I think we got this. It's just a matter of if I can kill it before it kills me. Actually, I think we got this, because it has no more weapons apparently. It's just a slow rate of fire at this point. But, the one thing is if it's only fire on one side, it can regenerate the ammo to permanently sustain it. It's just when it's doing the full barrage, it's when it starts draining. So I think it actually might be good as it is, for now. Okay, ultimately that sounds promising there. I don't know if it seems a little too slow or not. Because it seems like the Hercules Beetle has a little more reliable punch. But then again, it has a lot more weaponry to fire, and it's not dependent on its ammo. So now all that's left is to name this thing. To give it the honorary seal of approval. So I will get back to you in a moment once I figure it out. Alright, I think we got its name. I'm gonna call this thing the Thorn Beetle. I was thinking something like porcupine, spikes and that. But Spike Beetle didn't really have the intimidation as a Thorn Beetle might. So, there's our name for it. Again, not as fancy as a Hercules Beetle probably, But it gets the point across because this thing's got a lot of thorns to it. 5 torpedoes on the right, and actually, come to think of it, before I finish up, I think I might actually want to update these torpedoes to be more rapid fire. Where are the photon torpedoes at? Before I forget, I don't care about damage so much, I just want these things to keep firing, because... Actually, let me think about it. They're the same cost. This is what? 25% boost, 25% rate of fire. Everything costs more, so maybe I just want to overload it. Because I can deal with the tighter arc on these things. So that actually works out well, and that will help boost the costs there to make it a little more comparable to the Hercules Beetle. Because the last thing I want is to think of this thing as being weaker than the Hercules Beetle. Although with the higher energy costs, I think I will get that extra fabricator. Because I got plenty of energy for it. And we'll see if that third fabricator is enough. Where is it? So perfect. Everything's updated, everything's overloaded. Oh, I gave that one rapid fire. Oh, and I didn't even realize. These side torpedoes actually shoot out from the side, whereas these frontal ones actually shoot from front. That's just kind of weird, though, how these torpedoes are shooting from the front there, then. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, and those torpedoes actually have rapid fire as well, so let me fix that. Actually, I'm wrong. I think I'm okay with it as is. If anything, I might want them to have the better arc instead. Have a better arc instead of rapid fire, so that way they can cover both sides for me easily enough. So, I think we're all set. Because all the antimatter cannons got their arc. The photon antimatter torpedoes are fully overloaded and ready to go. I think we're ready. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Now, let's put this thing to the test, shall we?